An exciting ending to this game, Bob. An exciting ending to a very positive road trip for the Yankees where they go 6-1. And a lot of themes in this game that we saw throughout this road trip. Smart at-bats by the Yankees. We saw Judge have an early home run. We saw Verdugo with a 2-run homer in the 10th inning. Judge had a big hit in the 11th inning. We also saw the Yankees being opportunistic. A balk is what allowed the go-ahead run to initially score in the 11th inning. And then strategy was a big part of it as well. When you get down to potentially having the final out of the game, and because the other team has used up its bench, you absolutely walk the major league hitter in Moreno, and you force a pitcher to try and hit. It was McGuff's first major league at-bat. That was a no-brainer. Ferguson strikes him out. He was able to pick up the save after Holmes might have reached a pitch count, or Boone just didn't like the matchup at that point. And the Yankees exhale and get a win, but really good at-bats, and what a great week to start the season.
Yeah, 6-1 to end the week as they get ready to head home for their home opener on Friday. Let's take a look at some of the key highlights late in this game. Highlights brought to you by your local Ford stores, and we'll start with a 2-2 game in the 10th. That's why they go to extras. Alex Verdugo steps up, wastes no time.
Yeah, he jumps on the first pitch from Kevin Ginkel, 96-mile-per-hour fastball. It's inside a little bit, and Verdugo's first home run as a Yankee is great one. It's 4-2 Yankees.
And you're feeling good, Jack. You have a 2-run lead. You have Clay Holmes coming in, bottom half of the 10th inning. You've got that designated runner on second. He got moved over to third. And then the ground ball, and looks like it should be the second out.
Yeah, Volpe takes a little extra time getting rid of that ball, and when the throw is a tad high, watch what happens with Rizzo's glove and Perdomo's helmet. Perdomo's helmet shoulder knocks the ball out of Rizzo's hand, so it's 4-3 at that point.
And then it's a wild pitch, moving pinch runner Jake McCarthy to third, tying run 90 feet away with one out, so little meeting at the mound, and they bring in Oswaldo Cabrera as a fifth infielder.
Yeah, he's versatile, so he goes from playing left field to playing somewhere near second base between first and second, and the strategy works. The Yankees get the ground ball they wanted. This year, Marte, 59% of the balls that he puts in play are hit on the ground.
You're still trying to get through the big boys. Corbin Carroll can put the ball in play, and he does, Jack, and it's almost the perfect chopper.
Yeah, terrific play by Volpe to try and get an out, but you knew when that ball was chopped over the mound with Carroll's speed, he's going to beat that out. Tough break for Holmes. 5 balls put in play against him in that inning, Bob. They were all grounders. Diamondbacks still scored 2.
Well, Juan Soto, big impact by just noticing a balk.
Yeah, McGuff did not come to a set position. Soto is such a student of the game. He recognized it before the ump. Yankees go ahead 5-4 as Birdie scores.
And that leads us to our turning point of the game, brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. After Soto flied out, Aaron Judge comes up with a big insurance run.
Yeah, he had a 2-run homer earlier in this game. He gets this fastball up for McGuff and drives it into the right center field gap. It's going to go for a double, deliver that second run. That's vital in these extra inning games. The Yankees are up 6-4.
6-4, but again, more drama in that bottom half of the 11th inning as Caleb Ferguson was brought in facing Barossa. And Barossa comes up with a base hit to center field. The run scores from second. Now it's a 6-5 game, and now strategy comes into play.
Yeah, Gabriel Moreno is scheduled to hit, and the Diamondbacks are out of players because Perdomo had injured himself in the extra innings. Torey Lovullo has no choice but to let a pitcher hit. The pitcher is McGuff, and Ferguson probably got a call on that last strike, but I think McGuff could have had a few extra strikes, and it wasn't going to make a difference. He had never hit in the major leagues, had 5 hits at the minor league level. Ferguson gets the 6th save of his career, and what a trip for the Yankees.
Yeah, 6-1, that record or better for the 13th time only in franchise history. 4 comeback wins already in 7 games, most in the majors. And that team ERA, including good work by the bullpen, 2.53 fourth in the majors. Right after the game, Meredith Morakovitz had the chance to chat with the captain, Aaron Judge, on the field.
Aaron, we saw a little bit of everything late in this one, but ultimately you guys managed to get the job done. You finish up the road trip 6-1. What's your biggest takeaway from the first week of the season?
Well, I think just everybody contributing, up and down from our, starting pitchers to our bullpen picking us up at times, to up and down lineup guys just having, quality at bats, through and through every single game. Didn't matter if it's extra innings, we're down. If we got the lead, just a lot of fighting these guys, and it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of fight and a lot of dog, like Doogie says, so to get through these games.
Hey, you mentioned Verdugo. He's over there getting interviewed by Susan Waldman. He picked a great time to have his first home run as a Yankee. Did you get the sense it was a matter of time till things would click for him?
Yeah, all season, Doogie's been doing a good job. He's like really letting the ball travel, and he finally said before that at bat, he's like, hey man, I'm just gonna go out there and take my swing, be aggressive. He's got a great eye, he's got a good feel for the bat, so he went out there and was aggressive, and good things happen. So it just takes one swing like that for a guy to feel it and kind of get things going.
You hit your first home run of the season in the fourth, a double there in the 11th inning. What allowed you to settle in at the plate?
You just got to keep swinging. It's early in the season. It's early in the season. You got to get your at-bats. Keep swinging at good pitches. If you don't get good pitches, take your walk and let the guys behind you do their job. So, just keep swinging the bat.
You're going to hit home runs, but is there something to be said for getting the first one out of the way?
Yeah, it's always the toughest, I think. That one and the last one's always the toughest.
Looking forward to getting home for the opener. What do you think the environment's going to be like in the Bronx?
Well, I think the fans are going to come out in numbers. It's going to be exciting. The boys are excited to get back to New York, and it's going to be a fun series at home.
Aaron, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Send it back to you.
All right, Meredith, thank you. Judge saying a lot of guys were involved in this win, and that's true, but one guy who's been absent over the first 6 games was Aaron Judge, and some of his at-bats. You could see that change today.
Yeah, 3 for 24 through his first 6 games of the season. That's the fewest hits he's ever had in his first 6 games of a season. But, Bob, this goes back to last night for me. We talked about it on the pregame. I thought his at-bats were better last night. He gets the early home run today. That gets the Yankees propelled, that 2-run shot, taking a sinker the other way. And he just looks more locked in. And what he said about Verdugo applies to Judge as well. Sometimes it only takes one swing to feel better about yourself. And when Judge gets on that plane tonight, he's feeling better about the way he's hitting because of today's performance.
And how do you wrap your head around everything that transpired there in the final few innings, and how happy are you that you guys were able to find a way to pull it out?
Yeah, I mean, what a great kind of gritty win today. Both starters pitched well. Kelly and Rodo were really good, and the bullpens were tough. But just, I thought, first of all, really good at bats there by GT, setting us up again in that second run. Obviously, Doogie with a big swing in the first go around. Clay was outstanding. We didn't make a play behind him, but we just keep playing. That's part of it. That's going to happen. And then Fergie coming in and finishing off. It was a fun, exciting way to end the road trip.
How much did you toil with that decision to walk the bases loaded there to get to the pitcher? Was it a tough decision for you?
No. I was going to walk a run in if they stopped at third. So, but you add a layer of, oddity for the pitcher. But I was absolutely convicted on doing it. And then Fergie threw the ball really well coming in today.
What do you think that home run meant to Alex Verdugo?
I wish he would have taken some time to admire it a little bit. I think it meant a lot. Man, he's had such an impactful trip for us. He's gotten some big hits. He's played great defense, slid him over to center there in the end, and a no-doubter right there to kick off the 10th. So, man, he's playing well.
I think there's a place in today's game for that stuff that having people say, admiring the home run, the slow jog around, and that's part of the fun of the game today for a lot of guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's widely accepted. I think there's always a line. Doogie didn't come close to it in my eyes. I mean, that's a big home run and a big spot, and right there, no, he's fine.
Judge's Day. About Judge's Day today.
Yeah, Judgy, great. I mean, obviously getting us on the board with one of his patented ones that go in the pool out there. It did. Yeah, I told him I wanted him to go visit the pool at some point this road trip, so glad he checked that box. But then a really good at bat there in the 11th to give us that insurance run, walk. He's getting there. I felt like he was getting there a little bit last night. Just missed a couple swings. So yeah. I mean, with Aaron, it's a matter of time.
What do you think of Ian today?
Wow. I mean, that's one of those where obviously those guys haven't seen him probably much at all, and I mean their swing showed it. Like, those are swings like, what is that? It was a dominant performance, and obviously a tremendous bridge there for us to get us to the back. But he's been great all trip.
You guys are hitting 6-1. How would you sum up these first two series?
Won them both against good opponents on the road. Not an easy thing to do. So certainly makes that long trip back into an off day, much more enjoyable. And it doesn't get any easier when we get home. We got the Blue Jays coming in, who's obviously always tough. We're guys I know are fired up, rightfully so. I'm sure the Bronx will be popping on Friday, so we're excited to get back and hopefully kick off a good homestand.
What do you think of Rodon?
I thought he was great. I thought he followed up that first outing where his stuff was really good. I thought he had his stuff, and today I thought he commanded it well. And even his misses, he was where he wanted to be for the most part on the misses. They got him for 2 homers, 2 good swings. But overall, I thought he threw the ball really well.
He picked off Carroll in the 5th, I think. He pointed to the dugout. Was that something you guys called from?
We're all in it together. It was just a great job, great read there, and just one of those important outs in a game.
He pointed at the dugout for a reason.
Yeah.
Did you point out the ball as quickly as Soto did in the box?
Well, it felt like one of those. I'm usually, yelling throughout the game for those things when guys aren't stopping. I felt like we could have had some with Kelly a little bit earlier in the game, so we were on it. It felt that as soon as he called it, I was like, yeah, that there was didn't seem close to a semblance of a stop. Semblance?
New parking celebration in the back.
I like it after we shake hands, that's for sure. It's an energy. Guys are feeding off that a little bit, and anything that brings an intensity to each and every day, I'm on board.
Among the things we found out, the decision to walk to get to the pitcher in the end, a simple one.
I love how Aaron Boone said he was convicted, because that's how we led the show. That's a no-brainer when you have a major league hitter batting with 2 runners on base, or allowing a pitcher who has never hit in a major league game to bat with 3 runners on base. Of course you go after that pitcher. Now, McGough did have 5 hits in the minor league. He was out of the University of Oregon, and he did hit a little bit for them, but he was mostly a pitcher. He did have some hits in college, but you could tell, Bob, by the way he was standing in the batter's box, Ferguson was just going to go after him with 95-mile-per-hour heat. And of all the decisions that Aaron Boone made today, and he had to make a lot during this game, to me, that was probably one of the easiest decisions that he made, and it ended up being the final out for the game.
Did you step up to the plate there in the 10th in your mind you're going to be aggressive first pitch there?
Yeah. I just went up there and figured, runner on second, nobody out, just got to get him over, right, And it was basically just trying to hit the ball on the right side, and got a good pitch. Timing was there, and made a good swing.
First home run as a Yankee came at a huge time in the game. Obviously, just what was your feeling when you connected with that and knew it was heading out?
Man, I was obviously super happy. Just felt I've been feeling close, right? I've had some good at bats, some just missing the balls and working some counts, and then I've had some bad at bats where I've kind of just given them away. So today, to finally go up there and fill a good barrel and help the boys out and really contribute on the offensive side was huge. So just trying to help this team win, and we got a good squad, and everything feels great.
Boone joked around a little bit. He could have admired it a little bit more as he went around the bases, just that trot around the bases. Did you try to soak it in a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. First one with New York, big spot like that, and, it felt good. It did, just seeing the boys get fired up, everybody's barking at me, so it was one of those ones that, it just felt good.
Well, Verdugo with a great analysis, some good at-bats, some not, some just misses. He didn't miss that one. That's big for the Yanks.
And sometimes the strategy of going up there and being aggressive and swinging at the first pitch, it's the perfect strategy. It was for Verdugo today, and it has been often in his career. In his career, when he swings at the first pitch and has a result, batting average over 400, slugging percentage close to 700. So something to keep an eye on for Verdugo the rest of the season with the Yankees. Take one for one. I predicted that the Giant, who holds the American League season record for most home runs in a season, would actually hit a home run today. But I did have a good feeling about his at-bats last night. And even though he came into this game 3 for 24 and Kelly doesn't give up a lot of home runs, it just seemed that Judge was angling in that direction. So I'll take that 1,000 batting percentage, and we'll see when I decide I'm going to fall to 500, because we know it's going to come.
Oh, come on, wait. We'll see. In the meantime, Judge spoke with the media and Meredith. Let's hear what he had to say postgame.
Aaron, what did it mean for you guys to get out of here with a win like this after you got punished?
Yeah, that was just an all-around great win. You know, Carlos went out there, did his thing. Up and down the lineup, once again, good at bats. You know, I've been saying it, you know, I feel like all season, you know, in Houston, even coming here, just, you know, guys battling, guys, you know, swinging at good pitches, getting to 3-2 counts, and sometimes even if you get out, you know, just still putting that pressure on the pitcher, you know, it helps us down the road, and even, you know, getting into their bullpen, you know, the first game of the series, I feel like kind of helps us out, you know, going into game 3.
You won the pool here before?
I've never have. So I don't know where that one went, but
right in the pool area.
Right in the. We'll take it. It gave us a lead.
It seemed like Gleyber said something to you before your first at bat. I don't know if it mattered in the second one, but it help you with what Kelly was using?
Yeah, he's a tough pitcher because he's got, I feel like, 7-8 different pitchers. You know, he can work his fastball to both sides of the plate. He can work it up in the zone. He cuts it well. He has a good sinker with it. You know, great changeup as well. So I was just kind of talking to GT, just, hey, how's it looking up there? What are you seeing? Like, how's it coming out of his hand? And just, even though he got out, you know, he's got quite a few hits off him. So I just want to know what he thought. And even though I struck out the first at bat, I think it helped me in the next one.
Verdugo can be a little bit of a showman. Do you get a kick out of how he celebrates things?
That was a big moment, you know, big moment there. You know, he's been having some great swings and, you know, just not getting any results, you know, as of late. So for him to come up big there and, you know, really get a swing off and give us the lead at the moment, man, that was, I enjoyed it. You know, I think the fans enjoyed it. We definitely enjoyed it. And I love it. The guy's a gamer.
So they hop on the plane. We've talked about this. You feel good. You get the series win. You come home 6-1. And, Jack, it's got to feel especially good for Judge, for Alex Verdugo, to finally start striking the ball better and getting results.
Right. When we headed into this game, we talked about some of the Yankees who, at this point, their numbers weren't where they wanted them to be. Judge and Verdugo are in that category. So were Rizzo and Torres. So the fact that they both went deep today in Judge and Verdugo, that means a lot for the Yankees. And I just think watching this team for the first week, Bob, this is sustainable. The at-bats that they have been having and the opportunistic way that they're playing, this is not a mirage. This is who they are. This is who they can be. And that's why I think you see a lot of smiles in that clubhouse. And there's a lot of encouragement about where 2024 can take them. They were embarrassed by what happened in 2023. They wanted to play the beginning of this season with a sense of urgency, and we're seeing that play out.
By the way, a name you mentioned, a little stealth fact in our post-game show today, Gleyber Torres. He had struggled numbers-wise, but he has reached base safely in all 7 games. That's what you want from a leadoff hitter, especially when LeMahieu's down.
Yeah, and of course, Aaron Boone mentioned the hit that he had in the 11th inning today. It was a part of what the Yankees are just trying to do, keep that pressure on the opponent, whether it was the starter or the bullpen performer. And you're right, Bob, Gleyber Torres had a couple of hits today, so he boosted his batting average up to 214, but the on-base percentage is much better. That is a lineup. Today, Stanton wasn't in there, but that is a lineup that can do a lot of damage against pitchers, and we're going to be saying this all season long about how they've exhausted and drained the opposing staff.
Real quickly, looking at the box score, ironic, isn't it, that the guys we talked about having success, Soto, Volpe, and Cabrera, all went 0 for today, so it's other guys picking up the slack. All right, let's move on to the series coming up at home. Next series pitch and matchup starting Friday, brought to you by Nissan. It's going to be Marcus Stroman starting the home opener for the Yanks, and he'll face Yusei Kikuchi. Then it's Clark Schmidt and Luis Gil behind Stroman for the Yanks, and Kevin Gausman and Bowden Francis getting the other two for, or Bowden Francis rather, getting the other two for the Jays. So it starts with Kikuchi, who lost in his opener against the Tampa Bay Rays, against Marcus Stroman, who got a win against the Houston Astros, and in his debut, 6 innings, went over 100 pitches.
Very impressed with his opening start. His defense betrayed him. He didn't allow that to become a factor for him. As you said, Bob, the only Yankee starter the first time through the rotation to go over 100 pitches. He brings a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and a lot of swagger out there on the mound. I was really impressed with the cutter slider pitch that he throws. He was getting so much movement on that, and you can see how when he starts to get on a run, he has so many pitches that he can rely on. He can really shut an opponent down. I said this in our post game after that first start. He goes out there with a plan, and you can see it. He's thinking ahead. He knows what he wants to do to each hitter.
Yeah.